Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's Jesse from the original Fast and the Furious, and you're listening to Granny Shifting, the Fast and Furious podcast.
Welcome back to Granny Shifting. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is minute 95 of Fast and Furious. It's Monday. Hope you had a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Thank you. I did. It was great.
I have a cold though.
ALGS was on this
If you're
weekend.
keeping up and you are listening to our podcast as they come out, you probably watched ALGS this weekend. Apex Legends Global Series. If you're into professional video games, like Ryan and I, of course. But I did come down with a cold, so excuse my nasal congestion.
Yes,
my
please.
voice sounds a little funny.
I'll
Is there a way
excuse it.
isn't that kind of weird? Like, what does your voice just like resonate up in your nasal cavity normally? So if you close it off, you just sound weird.
Yeah. It's like when you close your nose and then you talk like this.
Yeah,
But you can actually mostly talk regular.
right, unless you make it sound weird.
But like your M's sound like B's and stuff like that.
M B what?
Like if you're
You
like
sure?
super congested,
Yeah.
like if you close your nose, it'd say mostly. Mostly.
Interesting. Well, I'll try to enunciate because I bumble a lot anyway. But
Bubble a lot.
anyhow, how was your weekend?
Good. Yeah.
Good. Oh, I have something that'll clear our nasal cavities.
Oh, do you?
All right. You give the recap of the weekend. I'll be right back.
Okay. So we watched a lot of Apex Legends this weekend. Had some friends over. Friends of the podcast came over as well to watch Apex Legends. And it was a good time. It was split one playoffs, $1 million prize pool.
I can't prep this stuff ahead of time or Ryan will know.
Yeah, really. And we rode over here in the same car. So I'm interested to see what you've cooked up.
I know. I had to sneak this. This is something you've never had before, Ryan.
Really?
Yeah.
This looks like the this looks like the moonshine.
Do you want to explain what you have in front of you here?
And try to show it to the camera.
Oh, wow.
Our background
It's so clear
reject.
that our AI is turning our clear liquid here into the background.
So
of
it
Fast
is
and
a
Furious.
mason jar filled with clear liquid. It
Yep.
says 140 on the top.
Yes.
Jason had another jar like this at one point that said 165 on the
Yeah,
top.
something like that.
It was moonshine, and it hit hard.
So this is moonshine, but this is not the same moonshine. So this was in... Sorry about your leg. Have you ever tried to pour
don't
out of a
pour.
wide mouth mason jar?
Yeah, why is it-
slowly? No, it doesn't go good. Doesn't go
As long as
too
you don't
good
get
at
my desk mat.
all. Oh, this will
ruined.
clean your desk more than
Yeah, I
it's
was
ever
gonna
been clean.
I was gonna say I don't know if I want that
Let's go
much.
for 3/4. Let's go for a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is very high. So it's 140 proof.
So 140 proof. Yeah. So I
it's-
was at my wife's twin brother's house.
Okay.
And
Fraternal?
in his
Fraternal twins.
paternal, maternal. Yeah, they have the same mom and dad. So it's maternal and paternal.
Okay.
So he had these 2 jars of this liquid. And I was like, what's that? He's like, oh, that's moonshine. You want it? And I was like, oh, you know what? Sure. I can take that to the podcast and we'll try
Yeah.
it. He's a firefighter.
Okay.
And another firefighter, I guess his friend makes it.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, there's something about moonshine that's specific. So that weird pine sap, whatever moonshine,
Yeah.
has that same sort of similar taste to it. It's not real
Moonshine is made with what? Corn?
good. Corn, yeah. And it's
Okay.
distilled to high alcohol. But if he's claiming 140, I'm thinking this stuff should burn, right? So I tried spraying it out of my mouth over a lighter and didn't explode.
Okay.
But I poured some out on my countertop with the other moonshine,
Okay.
which we know is potent, and I lit them both, and they both burned. So
The
it's
same
good
way.
stuff. Yep.
And I always forget, what's Everclear?
Everclear is 151, right?
Okay.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
151 Everclear?
Yeah. And this is 140, so this is pretty close. Yeah, you got to drive at some point today.
Yeah, we're going half shots here.
Okay.
We're here for the flavor, not for the buzz.
Yeah.
I guess you don't have to drive. You could do a full one.
I might have to drive.
I guess you don't want to vomit.
Let's go for it.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Homemade moonshine from somebody's
We don't even
friend.
know.
We don't know.
No
It's clear.
No FDA label.
If it's clear, it can't hurt you. It literally has a
It's
piece
clear.
of tape on the top of the mason jar lid, and somebody wrote in a ballpoint pen 140.
Yeah, and that masking tape doesn't look fresh.
It's a piece of masking tape about a half an inch, 3/8 of an inch long. Like
And-
they're saving masking tape here. They
Right.
don't want to put too much on.
Can we get that on the camera?
Yeah, hold that up. That's legit.
Oh,
So-
we can't. This. Yeah.
We're washed out here. It's too bright in here.
Anyways, let's
Good
go.
news is I can't smell it because of my cold.
Let's go for it.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So you already had some of this or no?
No, I waited for you. I burnt some.
Yeah.
You know, this has been sitting on my counter for 2 weeks because the last time we recorded, I literally brought this over for our last recording session a month ago. And you had already what'd you do? You already had drinks planned out.
Oh, I had that gin and was that
Yeah.
last time? Was
Yeah.
that last
So you
time?
already made a drink and I'm like, oh, there's no way we can drink these gins, beer, and take shots of this.
Yeah, this definitely has some it lingers on your lips and makes them a little tingly.
Tell you what, it's good when you have a cold. It's not bad at all. I don't
doesn't
think
hit
it's
as hard as
no,
the
it's not as
other
bad.
stuff
That
we
other
had.
stuff was immediately nauseating.
Right.
You felt like vomiting right away, and 3 hours later, it never
Right.
you got a buzz from it. It was a nice buzz, except that you felt nauseous for
Right.
hours.
Sick to the stomach immediately.
It's probably a sign that it's not good. So whoever this firefighter guy is,
Yeah.
it's good stuff. So if you guys see a mason jar, clear liquid with masking tape and a 140 on the top, make sure you get a jar of that.
Yeah. If
I actually
it's-
have 2 jars. This has been sitting on my counter at my house for a month and a half, and
Really?
you've never noticed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
Maybe you should drop some peach rings in there or something. Some Starburst.
Oh,
Give it some
okay.
flavor.
We could do that. Why don't we leave this one here?
Okay.
And next recording session, so in 4 episodes,
Right.
we'll drop different candies in. Because I recall one time you dropping candies into a liquor, and
Yeah,
that
that
was
was vodka.
really good.
You didn't even drink any of it.
So
That's too
gross.
sweet. That's too sweet.
Really?
That's what everybody was saying.
Wow,
too
you're blaming
sweet.
it on me. Everybody said that.
Everybody
Maybe it
did
was
say it.
actually too sweet.
Yeah. I'd taken some vodka and dissolved Starburst in it.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to drink it because it was too sweet.
Were there
But that was
chunks of Starburst still in it?
That was 4 hours it took to dissolve that Starburst.
Was it completely dissolved?
More or less.
Okay. There wasn't a gummy chunk in it.
No.
It's not like when you do a shot with peanut butter.
No, it's not like that at all.
All right.
All right, should we get into minute 95?
Yeah, this is a good minute too. A
Yeah.
lot going on. All right, so Brian's Subaru is rolling, and I bet he rolls. It always looks like more than it actually is. I bet he actually rolled 3 times.
Yeah,
Complete
yeah.
rollovers.
Mm-hmm. But he ends roof down.
Yeah, so he's upside down, and so remember, this is Brian and Braga.
Yeah. No. Brian and Phoenix.
No,
Oh, yeah, and-
no.
yeah, you're
Phoenix.
Brian and Braga are
Phoenix's
in the
car
car.
is sitting right side up on its wheels because however they ramped, Brian was sideways, landed and started flipping, and Phoenix landed on his wheels and got pushing him.
Yeah.
But for some reason here, Brian's car doesn't have a drive shaft in it.
Yeah, no drive shaft, no exhaust,
Yeah, so this is clearly a
prop car.
prop car. So they built a similar car, but it has an engine and transmission because I can see the transmission tunnel.
Right.
I can see the rear diff.
Oh, is there a diff there?
Oh, yeah, right there. So I'm just wondering why they pulled the drive shaft out.
Front wheel drive.
Yeah, I don't know. But the car's pretty crumpled.
Yeah.
It's not something they'll roll over and drive.
No. And I don't think, there's a very much clearer picture.
Oh, yeah. Tires are flat.
Yeah. The drive shaft and the exhaust. That's all it's missing.
That's weird.
Very strange.
And
But-
pretty rust free. Nice chassis there.
And then Phoenix falls out of his car. I mean,
Yeah, the Torino's not looking too bad. A couple dents.
yeah, glass shattered.
He's got a little blood running down the side of his face. A little exhausted.
So Brian is upside down in the car.
Well, the car's upside down.
Like
Brian's
his back
almost
is to
laying.
the ceiling.
Yeah, he's almost laying on his back with his feet up above him, curled up, and looks like blood all over his face. His eyes are closed.
Yeah.
He looks dead.
It seems reminiscent of
It's too real.
Phoenix outside of
Oh.
his car looking into
Oh, you think they're
what's her
throwing
name?
back?
Letty in her
Letty.
car.
I think they're throwing
wrecked.
back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phoenix has made a career out of wrecking people.
It almost
Oh yeah.
it
Sorry.
almost looked like Phoenix was like, "Oh, he's dead."
Right.
And seeing that wreck, you'd be like, whoever was in there died.
Yeah, especially
It
if
was
they
a
weren't
crazy
buckled in and their hands were handcuffed behind their back.
Yeah. Or your head hit that roll cage one time
Yeah.
without the
Pool noodles.
Pool noodles.
Yeah.
So then we get a shot.
Oh,
Of
this
the
is a veil
snake
side.
skin.
Did you know this was a veil side?
Oh, on this crumpled door panel, you can see a veil side emblem.
Hmm.
Interesting. That is crumpled. It looks like they just beat it with like a sledgehammer over and over and over.
Yeah.
It's so crumpled.
And then we hear a voice from inside saying, "Hey, get me out of here!" And it's Braga. So Braga is still alive, and conscious,
Yeah.
and he's the one that didn't have his seatbelt on and had his hands tied behind his back.
Oh, yeah. And him saying this, and then the shot goes to Braga looking at him, not saying anything. Oh, no, it didn't do
No,
that.
it was shows Braga first.
Braga
yeah.
was looking,
Or
and
Phoenix
then you
first.
hear, Phoenix is looking at Braga, and then you hear Braga saying, "Hey, get me out of here." This makes me think that Phoenix might not get Braga out.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
it's almost vibes like, I'm going to leave my boss here because then I become boss, which I
Yeah.
think we've talked about
right.
briefly. I didn't know that was an actual thing. I think we sort
Right.
of talked like, why wouldn't he do this? He could
Right.
take over the business. But why would, like, clearly, if he knows Phoenix is there, like, Phoenix should get him out. Him
Right.
saying like, "Hey, get me out," makes you like, wait, is he going to get him out?
Right, right. Braga seems pretty almost like pathetic at this point that he has to
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, get me out of here." Like
Right.
Phoenix, if he was a loyal person, he would rush over there, tear
Right.
open the door,
He'd
be
be
like,
hustling
"Boss,
over.
come on." Yeah.
CPR.
So then we switch back to Dom is still in the tunnel.
Yeah, scene change. And they must have fallen way behind.
Yeah.
Because if you think about this, Brian and Phoenix crashed out of the tunnel, wrecked. Phoenix gets out of the car, walks over, looks at it, and Braga talks to him.
Right.
All right. So whether that's 20 seconds,
Yeah. It was about 20
how,
seconds.
how
of
far
vi-
can
video.
Tom drive in 20 seconds? Pretty
Right.
far. So he must be pretty far back.
Yeah.
So he's in the tunnels.
And he's getting rammed in the rear
Oh,
by another car.
it's
And he's at the same spot that Brian and Phoenix were at, where it's like two lanes with posts in the middle,
yeah.
but
Yep.
the one lane that our hero is in is the ending lane.
Yes, so one lane ends. I don't know who designed this tunnel. Probably producers of a movie. But Brian sees he chose the wrong lane.
And so did Dom.
Sorry. Dom sees, boy, that moonshine.
It's
All right.
fast.
So Dom sees he's in the wrong lane. And there's somebody behind him, right?
Yeah.
So somebody next to him and behind him. So
No,
he
no,
can't
no.
just.
He's already over.
Is there only one car with him?
This car on the right of our screen is the car that was behind him, ramming him. And
Okay.
now Dom chose to get over, so now the car's beside him.
So he could slow down and then get behind this guy.
Yeah.
Or speed up and get in front of him.
Yeah, he should have just stayed in front of him.
But he has a
And
much
gone
more
faster.
complex plan.
Yeah, much more.
So rather than going faster or slower, this plan requires him to maintain the exact speed of the car next to him.
hmm
All right, walk me through it.
So
Ryan.
he's right beside. Does he just now realize that this lane ends? Because we get like a zoom in of the lane
yeah, it's
ending.
what 100 yards in front of him,
Yeah.
which at 50 miles an hour is about, what do they say when you look down and read a word on your phone? You travel 3 football fields or something.
Oh, really?
Something like that. I don't know.
I've never driven on a
That's how
football
they're
field.
like. True. Yeah, that's why. That's why you still text and drive.
So Dom gets beside the car, reaches out his window, and opens the passenger side door of this other car.
Right. Now, keep in mind, you have posts every so often.
Wait. Oh. He opens... Yeah, there's posts, right?
He opens
Pretty often.
He opens his door?
No. He opens the other guy's door
Which
and
car is
then
he?
opens his door and holds it open
Okay.
with his foot.
Oh, both doors are open.
Yeah.
Now, they come up to a post, and instead of the post slamming both doors shut as it hits the doors, it just knocks both doors off.
Yeah.
Which could happen, but it would also probably snap his leg off.
Yeah, he was holding his leg there, but then when we
There's
saw
the
it...
RX-8.
Oh, yeah. And the El Camino.
Yeah, so he must have let his leg off so he didn't break his leg. So he breaks both doors off. So now he's right. Let's lay this out here. Both cars are next to each other, but they don't have doors between them.
Right.
And
Dom
his
is
lane's about
quickly
to end.
approaching, the end.
So
of his
he's
lane.
about to run headfirst into rocks. But remember, he planned all this out.
So he sort of gets out of his car and jumps. I mean, look at how close
So
he was to that post.
He maintains the speed of
How
the
did
guy.
you do this? You
They're
went
both-
E? Is that back
Yeah,
one
E.
frame? That's next
No,
frame.
next. I don't know, back frame. So he's maintaining the speed of the guy next to him, which he's been trying to be faster than the whole time.
What happened? I hit W.
I'll click on it. Maybe hit play and then pause. All right, now hit E. All right. So,
I don't know what I did.
all right, we're overcomplicating it.
Yeah.
He busts both car doors off and then jumps across into the car of his opponent. So he's in the correct lane.
Fast enough that he lands in the center of it and pushes his adversary out of the driver's side.
Right, into the tunnel, which
Yeah.
has cars behind him.
Yeah.
So now he's taken over that guy's car and he wrecks his beloved
Yeah. Is this the
Chevy.
same one?
Chevy,
Dodge. Yeah. Charger.
his Charger into the
Something flammable.
end of the tunnel, which is barrels of flammable liquid, and it explodes into a fiery ball. But he's in the other guy's car now, and the other guy that was in that car is now rolling in the dirt behind him.
Yeah. We get this last look at this guy.
This is the guy from Breaking Bad with the snake
Okay.
snake boots.
And he looks up. He's laying belly first on the ground, looks up and sees this car plummeting, the El Camino plummeting towards him, and
Takes him out.
that's all we see.
Oh, yeah, they don't show him dying, but you know he died.
But look, now that RX-8's getting in front of the El Camino,
Yeah, the RX-8 gets over then, so they can both exit on the right side of the correct side of the tunnel. So we have to assume Dom is what's happening.
I have to get out of this. It won't let me out of this window. Like,
Are we still
I
recording?
yeah, we're still recording.
Okay, good.
I don't know.
Well, can we finish the minute? Are we in the minute?
Are we? It doesn't show the time.
We don't know how
It doesn't
long.
show the time.
Oh no! All right, we'll have to do the rest from memory. I think that's the end, right?
I think so.
We're getting hacked.
We're getting hacked.
Destroyer 2009.
It's got to be under view, right? Advanced full screen interface? No.
Something's glitching out here.
All right. You talk to them while I figure this out.
So, from what I remember, this is the end of the minute.
I think you're right.
Dom has taken over the other guy's car. Which was in the correct lane. He sacrificed his own car, but he survives. The driver of that car did not. I mean, we don't know that. We have to assume when somebody runs over you face first, you don't fare too well. And the people chasing him also made it out of the tunnel and will still be behind Dom for next minute.
Right. Somehow the RX-8 and El Camino didn't get involved in that wreck.
Yeah.
If you were driving this El Camino and you hit a person, would that slow you down?
Not if you're in the cartel. You know?
That's so
You
true.
mean like emotionally or physically would it affect your car?
Yeah, would it affect your car?
It'd be a big thump.
Yeah.
Oh man, imagine it was like hitting a deer, right?
I know. It seemed like your car would lose control.
It helps he's laying down,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
but it would definitely be a big bump.
And dent your bumper probably too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd feel it. And not a bump you'd want to take in a tight tunnel.
Oh, here I can see at the bottom. We got 3 seconds left.
Oh. All right.
There we go. Now we're at the end of the minute.
Dom's driving a new car, and we see his face here, and he's calm and collected.
Yeah.
It's a good place to end this minute.
Yeah. Just like us, calm and collected.
That's right.
We're pros at this podcasting thing. Been doing it so many years.
Yeah. Do you want another shot of moonshine?
Maybe next week. Thanks everyone for listening. I'm Ryan.
I'm Jason.
Always remember,
Winning's winning. I was going to say, I think I've had enough.